record one of the greatest songs of all time and possibly the greatest protest song, Ohio. Is it true that Neil saw a photo and then he went into the studio with you and David?
I was in Los Angeles with Stephen. David and Neil were at a house I had rented in Pescadero in Northern California. Crosby calls me on the phone. He goes, "Willie, you got to book the studio right now. You've got to get the band together. You've got to get our engineer, Bill Halverson. Book it for tomorrow night. We're coming down." I said, "David, you sound awfully intense. What's going on?" He said, I showed Neil the magazine with a picture of the girl over the dead body of the student." He said, "And I saw Neil take his guitar, walk off into the woods in Northern California, come back an hour later and had written Ohio." They came down, we recorded Ohio in about an hour and a half. We recorded the B-side, which was Find the Cost of Freedom, in 2 takes. We mixed it. Ahmet Ertegun was at the session. He took it back to New York and put it out immediately. Let me tell you something about that. We killed our own single. We had my song, Teach Your Children, in the top 20, heading towards the top. We didn't give a shit. We realized that when America was killing its own children, that this was much more important than having any hit record. That's what happened with Ohio.
Unbelievable. Do you think that you got the song so perfect because there was so much emotion, so much outrage between you, David, and Neil?
If you want to touch your heart, you better get out of the way. And Ohio is a perfect example. There's so much anger and energy in that track because look what had happened. These 4 students had the constitutional right to protest what their government was doing. And Nixon and Kissinger were secretly bombing Cambodia, and the students found out about it and they protested. And for their protestation, they got slaughtered at Kent State. To this day, no one has apologized to the family of those 4 kids that got killed. No one. And you know that somebody gave permission to put live ammunition in those rifles. Somebody gave permission for those National Guardsmen to shoot those kids dead. That's why Ohio is so bloody intense. Even today when I hear it, and I've been on a solo tour lately, and a couple of nights I've ended the show with me singing Ohio by myself, and it still has that incredible intensity. It's an incredible song. I think Neil Young did a perfect job.